Hey, what's up, guys? Here in the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson, here in the Fire Sports Pod. Let's get right to the show I have for you guys today. We got a pretty packed show I have for you guys today. I know coming into here late, we're powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. We're here on Season 7, Episode number 9, and we're going to be going over some free agency news, as well as if the Lakers can survive without LeBron James in the lineup. First up, we're going to start with the NFL, and you have Aaron Rodgers. That's the first segment. We're going to be going over where I think Aaron Rodgers could go and will go before the end of this week. And then the Rams, Cooper Kupp, where he might be going, as well as we know, they got Devontae Adams in there. So Cooper Kupp was released by the Rams officially today. And where will he go? The destinations that we're thinking of, CBS is thinking of, and ultimately where I think he would be best fit. And then third, we have Russell Wilson, his landing spots right now. He's going to be meeting with the Browns and the Giants in the next 2 days. And then how will the Lakers, like I said, survive without LeBron James in this gruesome 6-game stretch where we play the Bucks twice, the Nuggets twice, the Suns, and I believe the Knicks again, or the Rockets? No, I think it's the Rockets. I believe so. Something around those lines. So let's get right into it, shall we? Let's start with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, as we know, had sightings. He was seen in the beach in a viral photo amid the Steelers and Giants rumors. Exclusive Solomon, Aaron Rodgers caught strolling along a beach as he continues to ponder his NFL future. More details on the Rodgers free agency decision. The 41-year-old free agent, first time in his career, with rumors circulating that the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Giants have shown interest in signing the veteran quarterback, according to ESPN, Rich Simeon. Both teams currently have only one quarterback under contract, the Giants with Tommy DeVito and the Steelers with Skylar Thompson. Additionally, the Minnesota Vikings are also considered a possible landing spot as well. Russell Wilson, Steelers quarterback last season, is a free agent and exploring other options with scheduled meetings with the Cleveland Browns and New York Giants per CBS Sports. Steelers have yet to make a decision on bringing back the 36-year-old. Wilson's future will likely have a significant impact on Rodgers' landing spot, with speculation that Steelers could be leveraging Wilson's situation during potential negotiations for Rodgers. The former Green Bay Packers quarterback's 2 seasons with the New York Jets were not the best. He still put up pretty good numbers at 3,897 yards, 28 touchdowns last season, but finished 25th in the quarterback rating and 30th in completion percentage, along with 11 interceptions. One of the most he's had in a really long time. Now to the fact that I really think that Aaron Rodgers is going to go to only 2 teams. He's not going to go to the Giants. The only reason why I don't think he's going to go to the Giants, and I'm not biased because I'm a Cowboys fan, it's not even close. It has nothing to do with that. It's the fact of the matter is he's going to go to a worse situation than he did with the Jets. Now you guys might be saying, "Oh well, we have Malik Neighbors. We have we're now having good defense per the free agency that we've done." That's still not the case. Your team is trash. Your team is not good enough for Aaron Rodgers. And I just think that it's just not a good situation to put him in at 41 years old. He's not as mobile as he was. So I think there are 2 options, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers, as we know, and that is the Minnesota Vikings. A sleeper is the Minnesota Vikings. Why? Obviously, there has been Dan Orlovsky, a lot of guys in the media world have been saying it's not the right fit for Minnesota. You got J.J. McCarthy for a reason. Why not decide to say, hey, let's have him join the field and see where he's going to go from there? But there is a possibility that he will go to Minnesota. If you pair Aaron Rodgers in Minnesota, you get Justin Jefferson. You get T.J. Hockenson. You have a number of weapons. You have Aaron Jones, your running mate from Green Bay, in the backfield. You have a lot of dogs on that team. Minnesota does have a legitimate shot to compete for a championship, I believe, if they get Aaron Rodgers. Now, again, if we get the Aaron Rodgers who is bought in, ready to roll, and is not all this drama field and this, that, and the other thing that we saw with the Jets, and we saw at the end, the back tail of the Green Bay Packers run, with Aaron Rodgers, then I think we're going to see the Aaron Rodgers that we saw MVP type way. Not putting up similar numbers, but I'm saying that he's definitely not going to have 11 interceptions. He's not going to have under 28 touchdowns. Not having Addison, Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson, Aaron Jones. It's not possible. I think he's going to have a really good year. And I think if he goes to Minnesota or Pittsburgh, he will revitalize his career, I would say. And the fact of the matter is that Aaron Rodgers will be back into that status and will try to help out his career. I love that Von Miller went back to Denver. I actually did not see that. So if that's actually the case, that is awesome to see. Hopefully he does something because the Denver is looking really nice, man. I did not see Von Miller go back to Denver. I did see them release him. Buffalo release him. I did not see him go back there. So if that's new news to me. But yeah, guys, I think Aaron Rodgers goes to Pittsburgh. Mac Jones went to the Niners. That's not a bad backup. Like I said, I'm not going to go over that on my free agency. It's not a big move. But he's backing up Brock Purdy. Or they're going to compete for the job. I don't know. I mean, that's the same thing that's happening with Indianapolis with the Colts. I know Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson are going to compete for the number one spot. So, but back to the Rodgers things. I think Rodgers goes to Pittsburgh. I just think Minnesota's not going to draw that drama into their locker room. They already have a solid group. Maybe you try to go for a Russell Wilson. I don't even see that possible. I think they're going to roll with JJ McCarthy. He already was 1 year under Sam Darnold, and I think they roll with JJ next year's starter, and he takes the reins for the foreseeable future. So I think he goes to Pittsburgh. Why? You got George Pickens. You got DK Metcalf. You have a strong running game in Warren in the backfield. I know obviously you lost Najee Harris in free agency. But nonetheless, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers is the way to go. Then you bring in Aaron Rodgers in that packed AFC conference, not to mention that division who has Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, now Deshaun Watson, and Aaron Rodgers in that. Is going to be a one hell of a division at the end. So I think Rodgers is going to be suited greatly in Pittsburgh. You got you got your man as your coach, the guy that's really gonna put gonna put stuff in place to win. Is not gonna be with the drama. He's gonna set this stuff straight. But that's the problem. If Rodgers is not bought in, Pittsburgh might not be the place to go. Mike Tomlin might not place to go. So I think if he goes anywhere, he might end up with, if he goes to the Giants, he's going to be able to do what he wants when he wants to do, because the Giants just have no desire. They have no willing to win and willing to do certain things to help out the team. Obviously, they've done some good things in free agency so far, helping out their secondary, but right now they still need a quarterback. I think their best bet is to go in the draft. But if they decide to pick up Aaron Rodgers, I just don't think it's going to go well. So I think he ends up in Pittsburgh by the end of this week, if not the beginning of next week. Lock it in. He's going to Pittsburgh. Victor Tomlin, you had it, my guy. Mike Tomlin. So let's roll to the second segment that I have, and that's going to be going over Rams, Cooper Kupp. Like I said, Rams, they got two great wide receivers. You got still one of the best wide receivers in the game in Devontae Adams. You got a young, up-and-coming, one of the best wide receivers right now in the game in Puka Nacua. So you're going to have an ultimate duo there. The fact of the matter is that the fact that you're literally giving up a bona fide Super Bowl MVP, a guy that's been running your team in the wide receiver, is pretty crazy. Kupp to Kansas City, hot take. That's not bad, man. That is not a bad take. I would definitely keep that in mind. They're definitely looking for a number one guy. I would have thought that they would already have done it by now if they were going to do it. But that's not a bad take. Keep that there, Victor, because that actually dead ass might happen. Anything's possible with Andy Reid and that team. Diggs too. Yes, I did hear about that. I also heard a lot of things about other teams that were looking for Diggs. Again, Diggs, you got to be careful with. He's older. He's just coming off a bad injury last year, so we got to see what's happening. But if you pair Stephon Diggs with Kansas City, I mean, if you pair really any wide receiver with Patrick Mahomes, he's going to do really well, no matter if he's really good or just about in the middle of the pack. But for Cooper Kupp, he had a nice, great thank you to Los Angeles. It's been a long time. He's played fantastic football there. But now, where could we see Cooper Kupp going? There's a lot, a lot of stirring up saying that the Cowboys have interest in him. I would be very shocked if the Cowboys pick up Cooper Kupp, just because that's not Jerry Jones's move. And Jerry Jones have done more than I thought he was going to do so far this free agency. And the fact that this is even a thought is pretty crazy. The second team is the Seahawks. Seahawks are looking for a number one guy. They lost DK. They lost Tyler Lockett. So I think Cooper Kupp would be in Seattle would be nice. Pair him with Sam Darnold. I think that would be pretty good. Ravens are another one. Yes, they have guys, but you don't have that number one guy. And I think that definitely would help out Lamar Jackson big time. You add him and Cooper Kupp is going to be nasty. Broncos are another team. CBS has been saying the Broncos, Ravens, Cowboys, Seahawks. I think I'm gonna narrow down the search here, and I'm gonna tell you guys what I really think are the teams that are gonna pick him up. You got the Broncos, then you got the Chargers. So the Chargers are looking for that number one guy. I would see the Chargers are definitely a team to look out for to pick up Cooper Kupp. The Broncos are another one. You only got Courtland Sutton. You get them together. That's a great pair. I don't think the Ravens will go after him. Obviously, they have Flowers, they have Bateman, they have Henry, they have Jackson, they have Andrews. It's a long shot for the Ravens, and they got DeAndre Hopkins to a 1-year deal. It's a long shot for the Ravens to pick up Cooper Kupp because of all the weapons that they have there in Baltimore. But don't sell them short as a possibility. I would say Broncos and Chargers are more of a possibility than the Ravens. Seahawks, definitely. You only got Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's the only wide receiver you got. So definitely them. And then I would say the Cowboys are desperate to have a second guy that really can do some shit. The Packers, Oliver, what do you mean about Cooper Kupp getting the Packers? Going to the Packers, or just in general how the Packers are doing? Wish New England would be invested more, all the money available, not to make any moves. Yeah, I don't understand that. That's another thing. Like, you wouldn't think like New England. That's a great take there, Vic. Because New England, if they decided to open up their eyes, Cooper Kupp's a great addition to New England, would be to help out their rookie quarterback, or now I should say second year quarterback. I don't know what they're doing. I haven't heard a lot from New England. I don't know. The Packers, Oliver, I haven't been on top of the Packers that much. It hasn't been some big ass news. So you got to tell me, how do you think they're doing? If there was any big moves or trades that the Packers did so far that I missed. And if that's the case, that's on me. But for right now, I really don't know. I mean, the Packers have a good team from last year. I don't know the additions that they made so far. I haven't heard anything. So that's just on me if I don't know about that. But let me know any big acquisitions that you think I should know, and I'll let you know how pretty much they're doing. I'll look it up at the end to see what they're doing. But for Cooper Kupp, I think you got the Cowboys as a long shot. I think the Cowboys have a little bit more of a chance than the Ravens do. But you could go vice versa because the Ravens are more aggressive than the Cowboys will be. So I'd say the Cowboys are up there. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 teams. I say the Cowboys are at 4 to get Cooper Kupp. I'd say the Ravens are at 5. I would go Seahawks at 1. I think Seahawks are at 1 because they just don't have anybody. Number 2, I would go with the Broncos. No, number 2, I would go with the Chargers. Number 3, I would go with the Broncos. 4, the Cowboys. 5, the Ravens. That's how I think I think he ends up in Seattle. It's either Seattle to me, or I think it's the top three. Seattle, the Chargers, the Broncos. I could see him in all three teams and work out in all three teams. If he goes to the Chargers, he don't got to move there really anywhere. He doesn't really have to change his colors. He's going right there to the Chargers. So I really don't think I think that's a no-brainer. You don't got to move. That's if they get it. Emma, I appreciate the follow. Thanks for the follow. Ravens are so deep in the wide receivers room with D-Hop signing now. Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I put them at 5. They have them on the list for CBS Sports. I don't know why, but I definitely have them at 5 because of all the acquisitions and all the other plays that they had before. Max Crosby, who you think he's going to? You mean Max Crosby on you mean the Raiders? Max Crosby got signed to one of the biggest contracts. I'm confused, Oliver. Unless you're talking about another Max Crosby, and if that's the case, then that's on me. But I thought Max Crosby got signed by, yeah, he got re-signed by one of the biggest contracts in NFL history. When it comes to a non-quarterback, and then Myles Garrett reset the market. So that's where I think when it comes to Cooper Kupp, again, Cooper Kupp's got a really great skill, and people are really going to want him on their team. So I think definitely it's going to be a good shot there. If you guys are new to the live, don't forget to drop a follow as well as like and share. We're going to be on for another probably 15 or 20 minutes, finishing up my show. Let's go right into the second to last segment, which would be our third segment, which is Russell Wilson. Where do we think he's going? Obviously, we went over Aaron Rodgers. We're thinking he's going to Pittsburgh. I think so. Minnesota's a second guy. Don't think he will be going to the Giants. I think it's just Pittsburgh or Minnesota, and I really think Pittsburgh is going to go after him just because of the thing. Victor said retirement hopefully. That's funny. But legitimately he wants to play, so it looks like he will be playing. I don't think he's going back to Pittsburgh. I'd be shocked. I don't think their franchise is going to do that to their fans again. It just was not the right fit for them. I really don't think that was the right fit. So I would have to go and tell you that Russell Wilson is 100% not going back to Pittsburgh. Which team will he end up in? That is the turning table. So let's see where he's going to end up. I don't know. That is the funny thing. I don't know. He is going for, he is going for going for a meeting with the Browns and the Giants. I believe the Browns are tomorrow and the Giants are Friday. If not, I flipped it. But I don't think he's going to Pittsburgh. Do not think so. So that's out of the option for me. Could you go sit behind Darnold in Seattle? There really isn't any starting jobs open right now. Yeah, other than the Giants, the Tennessee Titans, Vic, the Tennessee Titans is open. The Cleveland Browns, because of Deshaun Watson tearing his Achilles again. And yeah, that's it. So it's the Steelers, which we all don't think he's going back to the Steelers. I just don't think so. You got the Browns, with a meeting on Thursday. You got the Giants, you got the Tennessee Titans, and that's it. So you really got 3, or if he wants to be a backup, I just don't think he's going to be a backup. He might end up with the Giants. If I'm not mistaken, he might end up, and the Giants might wound up picking a quarterback in the draft, which I think they're going to, and having Russell Wilson play next year, doing what J.J. McCarthy did. Obviously, he got hurt, but they had him sit. Sam Darnold played the year. And the following year, Russell Wilson will get released, and then whoever is the pick that they have this year for quarterback will play the following year after that. I think that's how it's going to go. Where do you think Amari Cooper is going to go? Amari Cooper is weird, man. We had him on the Cowboys. And again, he's a great route runner, one of the best in the game. He just doesn't show up some games, man, and he just is a non-factor in some games, which is really pisses you off because he's a great talent. He just can't either stay healthy or just be a problem on offense most of the time. Forget about the Browns. Giants might be the best move for him, honestly. Yeah, I don't think he goes to Tennessee either. I think Tennessee's a shit show. They need to really rebuild and go the route of just a quarterback, or you get Travis Hunter. Either way, one or the other has to happen. Something's got to go. I don't think Tennessee's the right way, and I don't think we're talking about Russell Wilson here. I don't think Tennessee or Pittsburgh is definitely off the table for me. I do believe that there is a possibility for Cleveland in the sense of depending on Deshaun Watson. Brad, appreciate the likes, man. Always appreciate that. I just think that that's not the case. I think Cleveland would try to get that just because you have a veteran to keep somewhat compared, because then you got to start Kenny Pickett. And I don't think you're going to start Kenny Pickett. I'm sorry. I don't think so. He might compete for the job, but I don't think you're going to start Kenny Pickett. I just don't see that. I really do not. Do not see that at all. So screw that. Kenny Pickett is definitely not the answer. So I would go, I would definitely go with Cleveland at the 3, at the 2, and the Giants at 1. I think that's just how it is. I think the Giants are the best bet. You draft a quarterback. You have Russell Wilson play next year. You have that quarterback learn under Russell Wilson. And then the following year, release Russell Wilson. He probably retires after that. And then you go take and start the rookie. No trades. What do you think the top 3 draft picks are? We're actually going to do a podcast, me and my co-host Irv, on the next week or so, probably at the end of March, going into April for the mock draft. And we'll do a whole first round mock draft of all the picks and where we think stuff is going. But for the top 3, there's a lot to go over for that, because it really could happen at any time. Different teams can go, but I'll give you my picks for that. I'll tell you right now. Give me a second. Give me 2 seconds, bruh. So Tennessee's got the first pick. Cleveland's got the second, and the Giants has got the third. For me, the Giants, I don't know. I'm a Shedeur guy. I know a lot of people don't like him. There's a lot of talk that he might not even make it in the first round. I think that's bullshit. I've seen so many stories on that he's not going in the first round. That's bullshit. That's bull. A lot of people like Cam Ward. I've watched Cam Ward multiple games. He's got great talent. He's got great skill. He played in a crappy ACC conference in college football. I'm sorry. He played in a shit show of a conference. He's not that good. He's not. And I could be wrong. I said Caleb Williams was not going to be that good. But again, if you're a Giants fan, you want Cam Ward, that's okay. I think Shedeur Sanders is probably going to go to New York just because of the fact of the matter is it's big time. You bring Shedeur, you get that status, whatever the case is. And I think Shedeur is a better quarterback. I've watched Shedeur play in big time games, and that's the difference. Cam Ward has played against crappy opponents. Shedeur has played against Oregon. He has played, and did he win those games? No, but did he play pretty good against one of the best teams in the nation? Then we had USC back then with Caleb Williams. Like, you have tape on how he played and how good he played. And yes, he was under distress, but look at their offensive line. Their offensive line for Boulder, Colorado was not that good. Their running game was atrocious. They only had Travis Hunter and Shedeur on that offense with some other comparable wide receivers that are going to be going in this draft that they can really play. But other than that, that's it. You need a running game. You need an offensive line to succeed at the next level. He didn't have that at college. Now he might have that. At the Giants, we'll see. I think Shador is better suited in New York. If Tennessee is going to take a quarterback, then I would go with Cam Ward, because I think Tennessee is suited for that. But if I'm Tennessee and I got that pick, if I'm them, if you're going to go with a quarterback, then you go with Russell Wilson. Hear me out. You take Russell Wilson, right, in free agency, and you bring Travis Hunter to Tennessee. So I think Travis Hunter's going number one. No doubt about it. Travis Hunter is going to be number one. He's going to go to Tennessee. I think Cleveland, if they're looking for a quarterback, then they might go Cam Ward, and then the Giants might go Shador. I don't know how it's going to play out. It's a very tricky situation because Cleveland can go both ways. If they pick Russ up, will they go with a young quarterback with having Deshaun Watson still on it? Like I said, it is what it is. As a Giants fan, you really want to take, like you said, either one. If I'm you guys, I'm going to say I want Shador. But if you guys want Cam, that's up to you. But I think Shador is going to be the better thing. I'm going to call it right now. I've been calling it. I said Cam Ward will be good. He's not going to be that good. I think Shador is going to be one of the best quarterbacks out of his draft class. There's Dart, Milroe. There's a lot of potential in the back half of the first round to the second round that could potentially be better than everybody, but we got to wait and see. For right now, I think this is where it's going to head out. I'm going to take those are the top three, but let me give you a mock draft here and we can really go into it. I want to see what CBS thinks. Why are we looking at fantasy baseball? Mock draft. So I want to see what this is NBC Sports. Their mock draft has Tennessee taking Cam Ward, number one. Cleveland taking Shador. The Giants taking Abdul Carter. That does not make any sense. I don't know. NBC is bugging. That is bullshit. So let me give you a mock draft that actually makes sense. Because that's absolutely stupid. Yeah, I don't know what NBC is on crack. I have no idea what the hell that was. That was stupid. I've never heard that before. That one's bum. Tennessee takes Abdul Carter, number one. That's a possibility as well to get that edge rusher in there. Brad, appreciate the follow, my guy. Thank you very much. Cam Ward, number two, going to Cleveland, and then Shador Sanders going three. And then New England picks up Travis Hunter. So like that, like it can really go both ways. All four of them can be all intertwined. There's a lot that can change. If I'm Tennessee, I'm gonna take the best available guy. And that would be Travis Hunter to me, but Abdul Carter is a beast. So I don't know, but if Tennessee really wants to get that defense and get that bona fide guy, then you might take Abdul Carter. I think Shador Sanders will go number three to the Giants, and I do think Cam Ward goes number two, but then that will mean Travis Hunter will end up in New England. So, Vic, I know you would like that. I believe with Drake May there, I think Travis Hunter will help him out a lot, and then you get to be able to play him maybe at the defensive back or the wide receiver, whatever you want. So I think right there, if that's the way it goes, I think every team right there wins. But if Travis Hunter goes number one and New England picks up Abdul Carter, but this is where I'm like, I don't know, because Cleveland, the whole point of why Myles Garrett wanted to re-sign, there was a woman that did this on Micah Parsons' thing in the Super Bowl when he had his podcast. The lady said, we get Abdul Carter, we keep Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett re-signed. Do they go with Abdul Carter to help out Myles Garrett because they already have a quarterback right now? I don't know. There's a possibility. And next year's draft class could be good as well. So we'll see. So like I said, Vic, I think Travis Hunter, if it goes right, you guys should get him at number 4. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Bo Nix will win a Super Bowl before Burrow, Herbert, and Lamar. Prove me wrong. Bradley, that is a monster take. What's up, Sports Talk with Aiden? Got a dip. Peace, brother. All right, Brett, appreciate the follow. And anytime, brother. Catch you later. So yeah, that's pretty much that for my mock draft. I did a little bit of slight of a different look here on the podcast. We're already 30 minutes into the show. I'm going to end off with just a quick little couple minutes talking about the Lakers. Obviously, we know LeBron James is injured. He's going to be out for the foreseeable future, probably for a week or two. We already did not start out on the greatest with having losing to the Nets last night. So just not the right way you want to start out without LeBron. But again, we have a bounce back with the Bucks Thursday, Nuggets Friday, and then we have a game on Sunday. So we have a hard stretch for the next 6 games. We play the Bucks twice, the Nuggets twice, and I believe we play the Suns and one other team I forgot. But man, that 6-game stretch is gonna be gnarly. And the fact of the matter is we just have to be able to keep afloat. If we can, I'm gonna say if we can go 4-2, that would be success without LeBron. I'd say we could go 4-2, but Luka's got to play the way he's been playing. He's got to continue the basketball that he was playing with LeBron. He can't be going 8 for 24 from the field, 3 for 12 from the 3-point line. Trent TKO USA, appreciate it. Thanks for the follow. Again, I know Luka actually tried. Defense is crazy. The Luka defense has been playing really well. Again, like I said, if we can just go 4-2 in the next 6 games, I'll let you guys know what the games look like. Lakers schedule. And then we'll wrap it up. I'll show you guys the Lakers next schedule, and we can really go into detail on where I'm telling you this is where we have to kind of keep afloat. And it is mightily important for us to keep afloat here, especially in the West, knowing how hard and deep the West is right now. So this is the next 6 games. You have the Bucks. Obviously, we know we lost to the Celtics, right? So far, without LeBron, we lost to the Celtics at the last couple minutes. So we don't count that, right? He played. Nets were 0-1. All right, screw that. Bucks tomorrow, 7:30. Nuggets Friday, 9:30. Suns Sunday. Spurs, Nuggets. So right here, this is what I'm saying. We can definitely win against the Spurs and the Suns. No doubt about it. I mean, the Suns are tough. They got Booker, they got Durant, they got Beal, but I think we can take the job done. You get the win against the Suns and the Spurs. Now that leaves the Bucks, the Nuggets, and then the Bucks again. So you have a legitimately hard-ass schedule right here. We got 6 games right here. 2 against the Bucks, 2 against the Nuggets, 1 against the Suns, 1 against the Spurs. If we can go 4-2 in the next 6 games, this will be a success. That means I think we beat the Bucks tomorrow. I think we beat the Suns. I think we beat the Spurs. So that would be 3-0 right there. I think we lose 1 game to the Nuggets. Either we lose 1 game to the Nuggets or we lose both to the Nuggets and beat the Bucks. I think we win. We win against the Bucks. We lose against the Nuggets on Friday. We beat the Suns. We beat the Spurs. I think we either lose to the Nuggets or we beat the Bucks, or we lose to the win against the Nuggets and lose to the Bucks. I think we either split the Nuggets and Bucks series, or we win one. We sweep them in that series in the 2 games that we have against one of the teams, and we lose 2 of the games that we have against another team. I think that's where it's got to go. And then after that, if you look at the end of March to the end of the season, after that, we play the Bulls, which should be a dub. We play the Magic, which should be a dub. The Pacers are going to be tough, but should win that game. Bulls, Grizzlies are going to be tough. Rockets are going to be tough. Warriors are going to be tough. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we should win, right? Then we got Grizzlies, Rockets, Warriors. Tough 3-game stretch right there. Then we go into April where we have the Pelicans win. Then we got a tough game against the Thunder. That's going to show a lot. We got back-to-back, April 6th and April 8th against the Thunder. And then we go to the Mavericks, which should be a win. Then we Rockets. And then to close out the season, we have the Trailblazers, who's a tough team. So we got a hard-ass schedule at the end. I think if we can go 4-2 here, 5-2, 6-2, 7-2, 8-2. I think we would win against the Grizzlies 9-2. We lose against the Rockets 9-3. We beat the Warriors 10-3. Beat the Pelicans 11-3. I think we split the Thunder. We lose to the Thunder 11-4. We beat them the second time 12-4. Mavericks win 13-4. I think we lose to the Rockets 13-5, and we beat the Trailblazers 14-5. I think there's a potential that we can go 14-5 in the last 19 games. There's a potential if LeBron comes back on time, which supposedly he should be back for that Bulls or Magic game, or Pacers game. In those 3 games from March 22nd to the 26th, I think he should be back in that span. If he's not, we're going to have trouble if we play the Grizzlies, Rockets, and Warriors in that span. So hopefully he's back when they say they're going to, and it doesn't linger on. But that's pretty much that for the schedule of the Lakers and how they're going to be doing, hopefully, by the time LeBron comes back and before he comes back, and if we can keep afloat. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for the show here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson. As always, appreciate all the support out there. We are here on Season 7, Episode 9, currently at 11:17 p.m. We'll see you guys on Friday for Season 7, Episode number 10 on the Fire Sports Pod. We are powered by StreamYard, where StreamYard makes the dream yard go. We'll have our co-host, Irv, back on it again on Friday. See you guys then. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night, and I'll see you guys Friday. Peace.